All right. Echo. Is anyone there? All right. Let us quickly see into the outcome or the effects of the results, the presidential election results. Let's try to evaluate, let's try to debate or try to look into it. If it is possible in a country like Nigeria for the election results to be ruled out or cancelled or overturned, or maybe if it is possible to call for a rerun in a country like Nigeria. We are not saying it's not something that usually may not be possible, but in the Nigerian context, how possible it is. So if you are here online, you can also give your opinion. Either you drop a comment or you can try to come online as well and share your opinions with Nigerians. You can also share the video so that other people can see and join us because it is heating up. We are seeing a case in other countries, even in the United States. We saw when Donald Trump didn't agree, he was not okay with the results, but nobody know how it finally ended. I'm sure he didn't want to go on with the case. So if in the United States nothing was done about such complaints, do we think that something can be done in Nigeria? Because some people are trying to liken it to uh, the situations, cases, state elections, like we have seen in Edo State, we have also seen in Anambra State, particularly the case of Peter Obi, how he won the case in court and all that. But that was at the state level. At the level of the state, it was possible. But how possible it is at the national level? Personally, for me, my country, Nigeria, that I know it will be very, 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 very difficult and almost impossible for this election to be overturned or for there to be a rerun. If you have a different opinion, you can let us hear it. I know Nigeria. I know my country. Considering the process as well, it may be almost impossible. This is just the truth. Because for you to seek justice, you need to file your petition within 21 days after the results have been announced. And count this. Maybe you are able to submit it under these 21 days. Then it's going to take the Supreme Court about 160 days to give a report. Then after that, it doesn't mean that immediately, anyhow the case went. The other side might also decide to take an appeal. And this process will take another 60 days. So all put together, we're already counting about 8 to 9 months. There can also be delays. Let's just say period of 9 months thereabout. Now, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu will be sworn in by all means May 29th. May 29th, he will be sworn in. So count. From today, we're already in March, April, which means in about 90 days' time, it should be sworn in. So now, when Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is already sworn in, with him already sworn in as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, do you think it will be possible for someone to like win a case like that in the court? Because once he is there, He is going to appoint his own choice as the Inspector General of Police. He is going to appoint his own choice as the Chief of Army Staff. He is going to appoint his own choice as the Chief Justice of the Federation. So, with all this, he will be the one to appoint the Special General of Police. These are the people that usually enforce the laws. He will also be the one to appoint the Chief Justice of the Federation, the ones that will make the law and decide the law. He will also be the one to appoint the Chief of Army Staff in the case there is chaos and there is need for military intervention. Okay, with all this said, how then will it be possible for you to get justice in a case like this in Nigeria? Now, we have counted about 8 to 9 months for the process to be effective. The first 160 days, the next 60 days, and so on and so forth. And we already have 2 parties that are filing these motions. We have the People's Democratic Party and we have the Labour Party. Now, if these 2 parties are filing the same petition, they are not doing it together. Almost surely they are not doing it together. So they are going to file different petitions. Now, having 2 petitions with the court may also cause delay because it's going to take different times for this one to come and this one to come, and this one may come at this time, and the other one will come at this time, or they may decide to submit the report at the same time. Now, we are not sure yet. We don't know if other political parties are also going to file motions or petitions. And the more work they have at hand, the more time it will take for them to file their first report. So how possible is it now? Because we have about 90 days till when Bola Tinubu will be sworn in. Less than 90 days. We're already in March. There is April and there is May. It's less than 90 days. And before you are going to get justice from the courts, whichever way, you may even get the justice, and he will first of all reappeal or appeal, or you will reappeal in case you lose. It takes time, and now he's already the president. Can we overturn this electoral results in Nigeria when there is a sitting president that has a veto power in a country like Nigeria? So the whole thing is so funny because I try to advise that there may be no need to flog a dead horse because we are not going to hear anything until after Tinubu is sworn in. Until after he is sworn in. So is there really need to go on, or is it better to start strategizing? Because nobody could stop the announcement of the winner. So the court, yes, we can seek justice in the court, it is right, but is Nigeria fit for this kind of situation when you are even challenging the incumbent president, the sitting president? So let us hear your opinion. Let me see. It is the will of God. Samuel Sazua. Yes, you are right, but really in politics, I try to, it's not as if there is no God or God does not love his children or God does not do things for us. But in politics, there is really no God because God has given us everything. He has given us everything that we need. He gave us these people that will lead us, and those people that are in power are those that are even blessed or ordained by God. I keep on saying it. It is left for them if they will do the will of God. But for you to be able to aim to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria or any country of the world, you have God by your side. So there is really the way we think God can intervene in politics is not how God usually intervenes in politics. This is just the truth. Yes, that can be done through the court, which is another institution of government just like INEC. Yes, this is Baridi Kote. Yes, you are right. Under normal circumstances, it could be done through the courts. But I'm talking about the Nigerian situation, where we have a sitting president that has a veto power, that is immune, because Nigeria, we are aware of impunity. Now, the sitting president has impunity. He has the veto power. He is the chief commander of the army. He appoints the inspector general of police. He appoints the chief justice of the federation, and so on and so forth. He appoints also the ministers. You can go on and on. So, if a court should decide that there should be a rerun or that he should step down, who are those people that will enforce it? Because definitely the Nigerian police will not be able to enforce it, or they won't enforce it because he appointed the Inspector General of Police. And even if they decide to enforce it, the president already has some kind of immunity. He already has some kind of veto power. So how possible will this be? Because I've been thinking about it. That's why I said, let us try. Let me see if someone can come out with another idea, because I have not seen how possible this will be. The only way, if for instance the court is able to come out maybe between now and April to decide that no, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu cannot be the president because he didn't win, there has to be a rerun. If this can happen before he is sworn in, there could be possibilities. But judging by the way or the process, what the process usually takes, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know if it can be hastened, but the process usually takes 160 days, which is over 5 months. And by then, Tinubu is already the president. This is the point. And there is no way, if the process takes 160 days, which means it is the normal time that the court needs to carry out all the verifications, to go through all the evidences, and so on and so forth, because on the part of the people that are filing the motion, that are filing the petitions as well, they need time also to gather all their evidences in the about 276,000 polling units, and there are about 8,000 collation centers. 8,000 collation centers. This is a lot. So they need time to gather all these evidences as well. So with Bola Tinubu already seated on that chair, that seat of the president of Nigeria, is there still something that can be done? This is the point. This is my question. I'm trying to find someone that will be able to answer it, because now the truth is that even if the court decides, just like we have seen recently, the Supreme Court will even say, let's do this. The Supreme Court even give injunctions. People don't even listen. Even regarding the Naira note, we have seen it's been like twice now that the court has said, let this thing be in circulation, and people don't even listen. Then you think the same Supreme Court now will be able to move a sitting president in a country like Nigeria? Under normal circumstances, if these laws are made or if these judgments are passed, it's supposed to be enforced. The court passes a judgment or decides or whatever it is, then the police force now will try to enforce it to make sure that these things are done the way the court decided. But in a country like Nigeria, it doesn't work that way. We have not seen the Nigerian police trying to enforce even the last decision of the Supreme Court that the new Naira note and the old Naira note should be in circulation till December. We have seen even before, when they passed a judgment that they needed time, I think till 15th of February or thereabouts, that the boat should be in circulation, and nobody even respected the decision. And the police didn't bother to enforce it anyway. So people go by their own things. They do things the way they want because the laws are not enforced. And now we are talking about going to court, taking a president of the Federal Republic. Then it will no longer, he will no longer be president-elect. He will be the president. Now he's the president-elect. But by then, he will be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mind you, you can't take such case to another country because Nigeria is a sovereign nation. And no other country is going to come to decide what will happen in Nigeria. No other countries of the world have been able to stop Putin from destroying Ukraine all this while. Even think of it, that is not even his own country. He has been invading Ukraine and nobody has been able to stop him. So what makes you think another country is going to come to Nigeria to decide who will become the president? So it is in our own hands now to decide what to do. Either to continue to flog a dead horse or to project and strategize for another election. Make sure some laws are changed before then, so that if something like this should occur, there will be ways to tackle it. Because even if these laws are there, they are not enforced. This is the problem. So it is better for people like Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, to start strategizing for the next election, because even the APC that you are accusing of rigged elections are also accusing you of rigged elections. APC is also saying Labour Party rigged the election in some states. PDP rigged the elections. Yes. Maybe they also have proofs, they have evidences. So if they not bring out their own, you bring out your own. Then it will not become a case of accusing each other. It could be, it is possible. Peter Obi wasn't everywhere. He may also have a hand in it. He may have planned with people to also rig some areas. And this evidence are also with APC and PDP. So, you see, it will be like turning around and the cycles will never end. This is just the point. You are accusing, you are pointing fingers, they are also pointing fingers. So if you ask me, I will say it is better to start strategizing, to start building more on what is already on ground. The youths that were ready to vote this time should be encouraged, should be prepared for a better fight. Maybe in 4 years' time. Yes, you may never know. The things that we feel are difficult could just be resolved or done by Tinubu, because maybe he has good monetary policies, maybe he has good intentions, maybe he has good international relationship skills, and so on and so forth. We have not even known his cabinet. We have not known his ministers. We have not known his advisors, and so on and so forth. You see? So, left for me, I think it is better that we start to fight another fight, which is trying to change the laws. Since even Labour Party already has people in the National House of Assembly, PDP also has people in the National House of Assembly. If there is need, they can create a coalition of 2 parties or 3 or 4 parties to pass laws that will change the way things are done in Nigeria. Basically, the way the Inspector General of Police, the Chief Justice of the Federation, the Chief of Army Staff, and so on and so forth. These laws can be put in place, and in 4 years' time, these things could change. So the president will not we no longer have all the powers as it is now currently. Because the way it is now is how it will be when they come into power too. Absolute power. Take it or leave it. It is what we practice in Nigeria. We only try to bend it a bit here and there. But the truth is that it is absolute power. The president has absolute power in Nigeria because we have even seen a president that locked the lawmakers outside and prevented them from entering into the National House of Assembly. This is absolute power. We have seen a president that does not even listen to the National House of Assembly, even if they say anything, he does not listen, and nothing will happen. So this is absolute power. So what makes you think through a court you can remove such a person? Ladi Adeleye, politicians will always find their ways, no matter what. That is true. They will always find their ways. But since we are, I agree with you, since we are always clamoring for change, it is like asking for something where that thing is not available. That is what I'm trying to say. Everybody is saying, go to court, go to court. Which court are you going to? Which difference will the court make? Because even if the court should pass a judgment, it will not be respected. It will not be respected. This is Nigeria for you. Even if the court should pass a judgment, it will not be respected. Everybody is saying Peter Obi, so Peter Obi, Peter Obi. Yes, fine. Some people are still saying they didn't vote for him. Some people are still saying he's a smooth criminal. Some people are saying the money he said he left in the bank is the money that he didn't use in the 8 years or the time he spent there. He didn't allow local government elections for 8 years. Then after he must have traded with the government monies. He replaced it and kept the profit to himself. So it's not as if he actually left money there, but he traded with the money. People are accusing also. Some are even saying the NSAS was a fruit of Anambra, that the major SARS, I think they Okazu, or what they call that place in Anambra State, was during Peter Obi's regime, under his nose. Most of those things happened under his nose that led to the major protest of that NSAS. And that place till tomorrow is still there. People are still looking for their family members. So people are still accusing all these things. If you talk to some politicians or chieftains, they'll tell you, go and sit down. Do you know Peter Obi? Fine. Let's assume it's the choice of everyone right now. This side is accusing, this side is accusing. Why not look for the way where there is the road? Because now nobody is going to be able to remove Bola Tinubu from there except death. Or otherwise, if the courts can come out with their verdicts before he is sworn in, and Buhari on his own refuses to swear him in, then there could be a rerun, there could be a solution. But in the case that the court is not able, which is almost impossible because there is a stipulated time, if the court is not able to come out between this short time, which is almost impossible because they are going to need about 160 days or more. I don't know if there is a way they can hasten the process. Now, 160 days, it doesn't stop there. Even if you say it's Tinubu that lost the case, Tinubu will say, no, I don't agree. I'm going to take an appeal. If it is Atiku or Peter Obi that lost, they will say, no, we don't like this judgment. We are going to seek an appeal. Then they are going to wait another 60 days. In the process, the feet of Tinubu is growing stronger and stronger in the government house. So this is my point. Now, if he could influence the results when he was not the president. So just try to think of what he can do when he's already the president. So let for me, just like I always say, I believe it is better that we just remain calm and try to change the laws and face other areas that we can develop, because it is not the president that will do everything. Maybe Labour Party already having about, I think, over 30, about 34 House of Rep, National House of Rep members and 6 senators. They're already in the National House of Assembly. I'm sure maybe they will still have more. Okay, now they can also have governors. They can also have LG chairmen. They can also have ward councillors. We can begin the change from there. It must not be from the top. Because even if Peter Obi had won alone as the president, without having governors, without having senators, without having House of Rep members, there is nothing he could have done all the same. Because he has no one else, he has nobody in the House, he has nobody in the state executives, and so on and so forth. So what he should go for now is to go for more state governors, local government chairmen, because these are the people that will actually make the changes that will affect the citizens immediately or directly. Because the president is there to give you your allocation, your security vote and all that. It is left for you what you will do with it. And each state also have their own internal revenue. The same way a governor can decide to increase the state's internal revenue so that it will be used to build infrastructures and develop human capacities and so on and so forth. So the state can decide, because if we're talking about school, the state has its schools. Each state has their school, their roads, their resources, they have their banks, they have their almost everything. Almost everything. State schools. You want to develop schools on the state level, there are state schools. You want to develop roads on the state level, there are state roads. You want to build industries on the state level, there are industries for the state. You want to bring in FDIs. Yes, as a state governor, you can bring in FDIs. You want to create job opportunities. Yes, at the state level, you can do all these things. You want to make sure that all your citizens have lights. Yes, you can also do it at the state level. You want to make sure that all your citizens have water in their homes. You can also do it at the state level. It's not the president. So this is the point. So what is the way forward? The way forward is moving from flogging a dead horse and to pursue reality, strategize for the next fight. Because all these things will only bring distractions, waste of time, and before you know it, another election will be knocking on the door. And the people may be weak because they did their best before and nothing happened. So they may even show some kind of laxity. So it is better to start working on these people now so that they will be prepared for another election. This is my opinion. That is why I'm asking other people for their opinion too, so that anybody that is watching, anybody that has opinion or so and so on and so forth can also share his opinion. Maybe one person or two can also watch and learn. The lawyers, they know more than us. They are the ones that are into the laws and everything, but naturally, based on experience as a human being and as a Nigerian citizen, I know that this battle will not be won. This is just the truth. This is just the truth. I know that this battle will not be won. So please, if you like to give your opinion, let us hear it. You can also share the video. Thank you. You share and also comment. Even if you don't want to come online, you can comment your opinion in the comment section and I will reply directly to you because it is very, very important because now the election has been lost. Someone lost the election, right? And the people that voted are saying they really voted. They are disappointed. And you are trying to build their hopes that there will be justice through the court. So, if this justice wouldn't come through the court, they are going to be more heartbroken and more deluded, which can even discourage them the more. So if I'm in a position like this, I will try to come out with other strategies to encourage my followers, my believers, so that they will not be discouraged by the next election. Because if this court case does not go well, of which more than 90% it may not, based on the country that we are, even in other countries, the same thing can happen. People will be deluded and it may make them not to move an inch by the next election. What we need in Nigeria are laws and their enforcement. How to enforce laws. These laws must be enforced because laws are not being enforced in Nigeria. And since laws are not enforced, we cannot get the justice. We cannot enjoy good democracy. We cannot enjoy good democracy. This is just the truth. Because the law is always ignored. Since the law is ignored, the citizens cannot enjoy democracy. And you cannot get justice in a situation like this. So we should think of trying first of all to know why there is this problem. Why do we have a problem of no justice? Why is our democracy suffering? First of all, we need to understand and know the cause of this problem. Then after knowing the cause of this problem, we'll now try to find, because now we have known the cause, we know the problem, then we'll try to find a solution. Then after we have gotten that solution, we implement the solution and we succeed, then we can forge ahead to change things the way we want in Nigeria. Because you're trying to change things now and the things are still the way the same people you are fighting against built them to be, so that we always favor them because they all already saw ahead. Are you trying to change things the way they laid it? You are trying to change the bed from how they planted it without checking how they planted it, or trying to uproot it first of all to go and plant it somewhere else. You won't succeed. This is the problem. Oh, thank you, Kote Baridi. Thank you. You are welcome. So this is just the point. Let us face it. Because somehow, if not, it will be close to like giving people false hope. False hope. Personally, I will not lie to you. I followed the general, this presidential election carefully, and everybody was saying Obi, 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 Obi. There is a reason, because I believe that the voice of the people is the voice of God. Now, We even saw indications how he won in particularly Lagos State, even in other states, even in Edo State, which is my state, he also won. Now, the point is this: even before the election, I already knew, even if Peter Obi is a good candidate, I told my friends, I told a lot of people, even right here, I talked about it, that there is no way they will give Peter Obi, because it's not because he's an Igbo man, but because he's not one of them. I will put it that way. Because there are things that he may not be a party to, or maybe there are things that he may not agree to. Just the same way he left PDP. Formerly left ABGA, then he moved to PDP before he later moved from PDP to Labour Party. Fine. This is another problem in Nigeria because our politicians move between political parties. In another video, I will try to explain this part. Our politicians move from one party to the other. So at times you will even wonder, are they prostitutes? Because it's only prostitutes that sleep with any man for money, because it's their job. So if you are also a politician, what is your ideology? What is your political position? And what is your political ideology? If you can fit in any political party, which means you are not a good politician. So in another video though, I will explain this. I will try to explain political ideologies and positions. Each political party has its own ideology and its own position. How come in Nigeria politicians are able to move from one party easily and inject themselves into another party? If that one is not good, they will move again into another party. This is where the problem even begins. You know? Because if you are sincere, you know that you are not doing this thing because of the citizens. You are doing it for yourself. If you do not have a stable ideology or a stable position, how then can you build a nation? Because if you move from ABGA to PDP, from PDP to Labour Party, these three parties must have different ideologies. And that is why this man is not supposed to fit into this one, and this one is not supposed to fit into this one. But in Nigeria, you just see people decamping. This one will just leave PDP, will go to APC, as you have already seen now. A lot of people are just leaving PDP and jumping into APC because APC is the winning party and the ruling party. Others are leaving other parties and they are falling into PDP. Very soon, we are even going to see people leaving Labour Party after the whole elections. Depends on the outcome. You are going to see people leaving Labour Party into APC. Even those that won, if they feel isolated, they are going to leave their political party. The political party that gave them victory, they are going to leave that party and go into APC. This is Nigeria for you. Okay, now tell me, where is the sincerity? Because politicians are supposed to have their position, their ideology, what they stand for, what they believe in. I think APC is far left, while PDP is a far right. One of either of them, like that. I'm not one of them anymore. So, but each political party has its ideology. Nigeria is the only country where you find politicians moving up and down. It can be APC today and tomorrow it will become PDP. It can be PDP today and tomorrow it will become ABGA. It can be ABGA today and tomorrow it will become NNPP. They just move around, causing confusion and commotion. So, what makes you think that a person like this can give you the kind of governance that you want, because this person already seems confused. He's only searching for power. He does not even have anything that he wants to do precisely, because each political parties have their planks, they have their manifestos, so they already know the things that they want to do. So you will join that party based on the party's manifesto. So after going through the manifesto, you went in, and the other political party that you are going to join is opposite of this political party that you are currently in. Then tomorrow you are going to leave this political party and jump into the political party that is opposite of the political party that you were in. This is what we get in Nigeria. We will discuss this more in another video. Let me just leave it here, because it is a very, very funny thing that we are ignoring in Nigeria. The way politicians jump from political parties, it seems like a normal thing. Is it that they don't even know why they are there? Maybe. Or they don't even know if political parties have different ideologies. Maybe they don't even know, or maybe they believe Nigerians don't know. Because it's something that we should also look into. You can't just be moving into different political parties at will. It doesn't show sincerity. It doesn't show correctness. And it doesn't show willingness to really do the things that the people are in need of. This is the truth. Oh well, we'll talk about that in another video anyway. So, I just quickly want to delve into these issues. If there is anybody that may like to talk about this same issue later or anytime, you can as well let me know, so that we can talk about it again. We can try to see if there is the possibility of having a rerun in Nigeria or overturning the presidential results. It is important that we try to look into this matter, so that it will not look as if people don't know what they are doing, because we have to look at where we are to decide what to do first. So if you would like to be a part of this discussion later, when you have time, you can inbox me or leave a comment and let me know. We can talk about it again, because it's a topic that will not end. It will not end until what we are saying right now comes to pass. This is the simple truth. Then if you also want to talk about political ideologies in Nigeria, we can also talk about that maybe later or tomorrow. Depends on the situation and my position at the moment. So let me leave you here on this note. Thank you all for watching, and I will be with you again later. And please don't forget to share the video, like, also drop your comments. I will reply to you as soon as possible. Let us hear your opinion. Your opinion counts as much as your vote counts. It is not only our votes that count, our opinion also counts. So I'll leave you now, then we'll talk again later. Bye for now. God bless.